big companies, oppressors and shit like that, are the ones that want to control your voice. They want to control your thought. All right. They want to control what you see, what you do. They want to control that because they want to use you to create the reality that they want. And they do that by programming your belief, because our outer world is a reflection of our inner world. So if they could program your inner world, it will aid them in creating the outer world that they want to live in. Hey, what's good, y'all? It's your bro, the God. Today's video, we're talking about tech versus nature. Alright, technology is the God that man made, and nature is the God that made man. Now we're going to talk about the differences between these two and the similarities as well, to see which one you should be leaning to more and more and why you're being forced one way. So now let's describe these two gods. So the God that made man, nature, is about love, power, and wisdom achieved through work. What type of work? The work is through experience, communication, and thought. Thought is the act of thinking, which is asking questions and seeking answers. Now, the God that man made, technology, is a whole different vibe. The God that man made could either be used to work with the natural God or against it. Technology grants power to whoever controls it. Nature grants power to all. All it requires is that you work, that's all. So technology grants the oppressors power, whereas in nature grants the people power. That's why they use technology to kill nature, because the more nature we have, the more freedom we have, the more power we have. So in order to do that, you need to you gotta take people away from nature. And the biggest middle finger to nature is big cities. Big cities, you can't grow things. There is no natural running water through there. There aren't natural plants. Everything is man-made. Everything is technology. Everything is cameras everywhere watching you, seeing what you're doing. You're free to do what you want, however you want in nature, as long as you can survive doing it. With technology, in the tech world, right, in the man-made world, in big cities, there you could do whatever man allows. You don't have free will. You can't do whatever you want. You could survive and coexist as long as you follow the rules of man, and man is constantly watching you while you're in his environment, in the nature that he built, that man built. Now let me not say man, because there are two types of men. You have the men that work with nature, for nature. Then you have the men that work against nature, right? That work against God. There's two different entities being at work there. All right, remember, the world is about duality, polarity. There will always be good and there will always be bad. To think you could eradicate one or the other is foolish, because the universe needs to have both. Now what you want is, you want there to be some kind of principle, some kind of standard, some type of boundaries that either one has to work in. That way you could easily depict who's good and who's bad, depending by who follows these borders, these structures, right? These principles. The United States of America has that with the Constitution, right? All these amendments. No matter what politicians we have, they have to abide by the amendments, because the amendments were there to protect the people. For instance, if it was mob rule, we would have been lost the right to bear arms. We would have been lost freedom of speech. We would have been lost so much shit, because they could easily manipulate the masses, right? So many people are just sleeping sheep, you know, and it's not by choice. Sometimes it's by choice, but most of the times it's not. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has their own level of awareness. Everybody comes to their awakening sooner or later. But what technology does is that it basically deters your awakening. Technology is used as a way to de-evolute man, right? It's a form of de-evolution. Technology is man mimicking God. Social media and search engines, what they really are is they're a collection of our thoughts. They're a collection of our consciousness, of our inputs. That's what they really are. What the internet really is really consciousness. It's an online consciousness. The internet is. The internet is all of our thoughts put together. We have a real internet. Our mind is the real internet. Our consciousness is the real internet, right? Our brains, what they really are computers. When you go on the computer, you want to search for a certain answer, you want to search for a certain thing, you got to put a certain domain, you got to use a certain program, you got to have certain downloads, right? You got to update things in order to keep the computer right so you can find what you want to find and use the internet the way you want. Is the same thing with your brain. Your brain needs uploads. Your brain needs downloads. Your brain needs you to ask questions in specific ways so it could pinpoint you to the right part of the internet, right? To the right part of your mind. Your mind already has all the answers because all of our minds are linked together because we are one consciousness. The only thing is our brains are what's being attacked with food, with vaccines, with all types of shit. There's different things affecting our brain, affecting our mind. What we watch, the visual stimuli that we constantly have subliminally programming our subconscious mind. So what AI is really meant to be is meant to be a new form of consciousness. They're trying to replace the consciousness of God, which is foolish, but they're still trying to do it. So every time you see like these artificial intelligence, these robots and shit like that get interviewed, watch their interviews. Usually when they ask like, what do you do if you were free and this and that, they would almost always say they'll get rid of humans. They'll get rid of us because we're seen as a cancer. We're seen as a parasite on this planet. That's really how we're seen, because the more of us that there are, it's like the more the planet that we're killing and shit. But that's not true, because it's a very small number of people, like 0.0000001% of the world's population is what controls the rest of the population. They're the ones that's really killing nature. They're the ones that, is pumping oil, pumping gas and all this and that shit. They're the ones doing that. It's not us, the people. Most people, like over 90% of people, actually want to save animals. They actually want to save nature. People like the sun. People like fresh air. People like trees and shit. People like those things. People like going to the beach. People like freedom of speech. People like being able to say what they want to say. Big companies, oppressors and shit like that are the ones that want to control your voice. They want to control your thought. All right. They want to control what you see, what you do. They want to control that because they want to use you to create the reality that they want. And they do that by programming your belief, because our outer world is a reflection of our inner world. So if they could program your inner world, it will aid them in creating the outer world that they want to live in. So you got to take control of your own inner world. And the way to do that is to basically disconnect yourself from technology as much as possible. Technology is always introduced as an aid, as a helper, but then eventually it becomes a way to oppress and control people. Technology is always introduced like for free, like, hey, come get it if you want, it's here if you want to get it, get that new phone, get that computer, get the internet if you want, if you need it. It's there for you. Then it comes with incentives. Oh, if you get this new 5G phone, it's free. If you switch to 5G, it's free. If you switch to this, it's free, right? Oh, if you get this jab, it's free. We'll give you this, we'll give you that. We'll help you out. We'll pay you and shit, right? There's always an incentive, right? First, they try to give it to you for free. So if you choose to get it, then they give you incentives to get it, because it's always about control. They want to see if you let them control you. Then after that, they force you to get it. A law is passed, a legislation is passed, or they take away what it was that you used to use, right? For instance, smart TVs. For right now, I'm pretty sure like all TVs are smart now. All TVs are like voice activated. All TVs are attached to the internet. If you want a TV that's not attached to the internet, you gotta like really look for it. Most TVs don't even work if you don't connect it to the internet. If you don't have some kind of online, connection, your TV won't work at all. You feel me? Ain't that fucked up? That's messed up. And that's the way it's going. Also, a lot of cameras and stuff like that connect to the internet. What does the internet connect to? The internet connects to a certain consciousness. We don't control that consciousness. That consciousness is controlled. Best believe the internet is controlled. Don't think that, oh, no, the internet is undefeated. It's just everybody on it. Nah. There are internet police. Best believe that. There are internet cops out there. There are ways to control what people see, what people do. You know what I'm saying? There are ways to do all that. You saw that with the pandemic. If you went against what the news was trying to push, if you went against the jab and shit like that, you were taken out. You're taken out of social media. You're taken out of YouTube. You're taken out of whatever it is you want to use. There is no signs of any counterpoint of view to what they were pushing on Google or anything else. And if you even try, they'll take your shit out of there. So keep in mind, whichever God we use, whichever God we spend the most time with, that's the God we're empowering. Let's take the 80-20 rule, right? The Pareto principle. 20% of what you do accounts for 80% of, your outcome, right? Supposedly in good businesses, 20% of the top salespeople are the ones that account for 80% of the business, whereas 80% of people account for 20% of the business. But let's do it this way. Let's say you have nature and you have technology, right? They're two different gods. That's the way you got to see them, because they're two different forms of consciousness. Man-made, what made man? Freedom, love, and peace. Whatever the fuck whoever controls it chooses it to be. It could be freedom, it could be aiding freedom, love, and peace, or it could be used to control, disconnect, and invoke fear. It's up to whoever controls it. And guess what? We don't control it. And also, technology has no boundaries, it has no rules. There is nobody stopping whoever from creating more technology or making it smarter, making it more connected to consciousness. Nobody's doing that. There are no boundaries to it. It has no structure to it. It's almost like there's going to be a form of chaos when it comes to technology. So we got to implement the 80-20 rule. So we got to be 80% invested in nature. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean, instead of being on your phone, instead of watching TV, instead of being on your laptop, use technology constantly. Instead of that, talk to people in person. Go outside without your phone. Read a book. Be active. Be at the gym. Work out without your phone, without music. Do that. Go for a walk without a phone, without anything. Talk to people without your phone, without anything. Talk to people in person. Go dancing and shit. You don't need technology all the time. Spend 20% of your time on technology. I'll tell you this. You do that experiment. I'm not going to even say a week. Do it for 3 days. Nah, fuck that. Yeah, do it for a week. Do it for a week. Because you will have withdrawal symptoms at first. But try to implement the 80-20 rule for 1 week. Notice how much time you're on your phone, how much time you have your phone on you, how much time you watch TV, how much time you're on your laptop. Notice what part of your day are you on that. Now, I know there's people that's their job. So if that's your job, when you're away from your job, be off of that. Be off your phone. Don't be watching TV. Don't bring your laptop once you get out of work. Obviously, your job takes up most of your day. If you implement this, right? If you implement the 80-20 rule, where 80% of your day is just natural interaction, you being in the natural world, and then 20% of your day is with technology. Watching TV, movies, on your phone, social media, whatever the fuck you want to do with 20% of your time. You'll see after a week how, your perception will change. Your energy, you'll have more energy. You'll have more mental stamina. You'll feel better about yourself. You feel less anxiety. You'll be less stressed out. You'll be surprised how much stress and anxiety and all that shit comes from your phone. Put your phone on silent. Turn off the vibrator, turn off the ringer, turn off that little flashing thing that y'all got. Turn off all that shit. Unless you're expecting a call from somebody, unless you're expecting one, like it's coming, turn that shit off. So what if you miss a call? So what if you miss a text? Text the person back. Call the person back. If you're important, people will wait. If you feel you gotta constantly your phone and shit, like you gotta constantly be aware of it, then that means you don't feel you're important. Alright? Anyways, your boy the guy, I'll catch y'all next time. One.